up for your run. So you may just step out your door, go for your run, and have no problems at all. Great. But you can lessen your chances of having problems by going through a proper warm-up. So the warm-up I'm going to go through with you today is going to get all of your systems fired up and ready. What that is going to do for you, one, help you have a lesser chance of injury because it's getting your systems warmed up and ready as opposed to jumping out with them cold. Secondly, it's going to help you improve your endurance, your speed, all of those things. So your body's primed and ready, your endurance is going to be better. So in the long run, you're going to have a better run if you have properly prepared your body before you've even headed out the door. So it only takes 8 to 9 minutes, somewhere in there. It's not a lot of time. So I'm going to take you through this. All you're going to need is a foam roller and your body. Okay, so you have your foam roller. We're going to start with rolling through the glutes. And this is going to get some blood flowing into that muscle group. I'm going to set a little timer here because we're going to spend about 30 seconds on each side. When you're foam rolling, you want to get down into the muscle. So I'm not on my IT band, I'm not on my joints, I'm actually in the belly of the muscle. So I'm going to come down on my elbow and I'm going to make small little rolls. So it's not a huge movement. I'm going to do small little rolls. Maybe I move down and shift to a slightly different position. Maybe I move up a little. And I'm just going to get some blood flowing into those glute muscles. Make sure you breathe. And I'm just making small motions here. I'm using my legs to kind of help me shift around. So that's already 30 seconds. We're going to come up and change sides. So we'll do the same thing on the other glute. So I'm going to come down on my elbow and we'll start here, 30 seconds on this side. And you can angle differently. You can go, a little bit one direction. You can go a little higher. Whew. You may have some spots that are a little more sensitive than others. Also kind of depends on what you've been doing this week as far as your workouts, your runs, strength training, all of those kind of things. So foam rolling is a great thing. A lot of people don't like it because they think it hurts. So we got 30 seconds on each side, and then we're going to come on up and we are going to go into a hip flexor, basically a dynamic stretch. So we're not doing cold stretches before we start running. We're doing dynamic movements. So we're going to come to a kneeling position. I want your back foot flexed, so we've got tension here. And then all we're going to do is rock in and out. So I'm bringing my hip forward and back. After I've done a few rocks, I'm going to come forward, hold it. And what I want you to do is to imagine you're pulling the floor together underneath you. So I'm pulling my foot and this back knee together. So I'm squeezing, squeezing, creating tension, and then I'm going to let it go and rock it a few more times. Make sure you breathe. And I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to pull the floor together, lots of tension, and then I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Coming up, and we'll change sides. Don't forget, flex that back foot. You've got tension here. And again, we're going to rock in and out, in and out. After I've rocked in and out, I'm going to hold for a second. Pull that floor together, get some tension. Pull, pull, pull. Relax. A few more rocks. And then again, we're going to pull. So pull that floor together. Good, and relax. So we're going to come down into a side plank position. So with that, I'm going to have my knees bent. I'm going to be lifting my hips, my knees, and my feet. Well, the top one anyway. The bottom one can stay on the floor. So you're going to lift up through the hip. I'm going to open here and down. This hand can go wherever's comfortable. You can rest it on the floor as long as you're not laying into it, or on your hip. But I'm going up and down. This is really going to fire up your glute. Lift, hold, and down. Lift, hold, and down. I also want you to think about driving your hip forward and back. So I'm going like a hip thruster. If you've done hip thrusters in the gym, you're doing a hip thruster from a sideline position. Let's do one more on the side. We're doing about 10 reps. Making sure this elbow is right under your shoulder. Titans, keep your mind in place for me. So I'm going to change sides. Same thing here. I'll go elbow under, my feet together. I'm going to lift up and open and down. Remember, you're gonna drive these hips forward. So we're gonna go up into that hip thruster and abduction. My glutes are starting to wake up. You should start to feel those muscles getting a little warmer. Good. We're gonna do 3 more, should be about 10. I didn't count. If you ever worked out with me, you know. I can usually guess within 2 or 3 reps. Okay, now we're gonna go on our backs. So we're gonna do a single leg glute bridge. So I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna pick up 1 foot, and I'm going to really drive this other foot into the floor. I'm gonna bend my elbows and drive my elbows into the floor. So again, I'm creating lots of tension, and then I'm gonna drive down slow. Drive them up, down slow. We're gonna do 10. 3. I'm pushing through my entire foot, even my big toes, or my big toe, there's only one on that foot anyway, is driving into the floor. Doing this with power. We're gonna do 2 more. 1 more. And then we'll switch sides. Other foot down, this foot up. Again, elbows drive, drive up, and down. Drive through your entire foot. Keep that tension in the upper body as well. This other leg's just hanging out, it's not doing anything. Let's do 2 more. All right, now we're gonna go to standing. So with our standing position, we're gonna do a back lunge with a reach. So I'm gonna step back into a lunge. I'm gonna reach over my stationary leg. So I'm opening up through this hip. And then I'm gonna come back and do that again. Reach and back. Let's do 5 on each side. You may find you have a little balance challenge. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So we're gonna lunge back and reach. Up. How am I doing? You can tell my foot's on the mat. Make sure you're on a nice solid surface. It's gonna be easier if you're on a hard floor than carpet. All right, so now we're gonna do a power skip on each leg. We're gonna do 10 per leg. So with that, all you're doing is, if I'm gonna start with my right leg, my right arm starts forward. I'm gonna drive this up into like half of a skip or a stationary skip. I'm gonna do 10 per leg. Ready? So we're gonna drive up 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll do the same on the other side. Which stink. So my left foot is back. Start with my left arm forward, and I drive for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, you've done your warm up, now you're ready to go out for a run. I would love to hear from you. So if you try this warm up, you go out for your run, I wanna know how it worked for you. Could you tell a difference? Did it make no difference at all? Did you feel like you were a little fresher, you were a little springier in your feet? I would love to hear from you. So please comment below. Make sure you subscribe and like so that you can get all this great stuff that I'm gonna be bringing out to you over the next few months.